What's up, guys? I'm Josh Mosman. Welcome to This Week in MXA, episode number 193, presented by O'Neill Racing. Thank you guys for tuning in to this episode. Ironman National, what an exciting race it was. Finally put a cap on the 2024 Pro Motocross season with some exciting stuff. Ken Roczen, RJ Hampshire, Eli Tomac, all were impressive at the finale, but it was Chase Sexton that ultimately took the title. Hunter Lawrence had an insane season as well. We're gonna talk about that in this video. Also, we're gonna talk to Aiden Zing. He won the Supermini 2 class and we just tested his bike, so let's get into it right now. The Ironman National put a stamp on the 2024 season and it was an exciting one. Now we have some awesome stats to go over thanks to our guy Ben Bridges. He let us know that KTM hadn't swept a national since 2014 at Washougal, so this was the first year they did it with Tom Vial and Chase Sexton. Pretty impressive. Also, only the third time that KTM has had two 450 riders in the top 3 of the championship. Chase Sexton and Aaron Plessinger were first and third. The last time it happened, 2017 with Muscan and Baggett, and 2014 with Roczen and Dungey. This is also the second year in a row that Aaron Plessinger has finished top 3 in the championship, so awesome for AP, and things are looking good for him heading to Motocross of Nations this year. Of course, this is the first time that KTM has won a 450 championship since 2015 when Ryan Dungey did it, and they now have 5 total championships with 4 in the 450 class and 1 in the 250 class. Now, looking at some stats between Chase Sexton, Hunter Lawrence, and Aiden Zing, it's pretty crazy to think that Hunter Lawrence had such a consistent season but still didn't win the championship. Hunter Lawrence had an average finish of 2.6 in the championship, and that earned him second in the 450 class, while Aiden Zing, he had an average finish of 2.6 in the 250 class, and he got the championship by a large margin. Hunter Lawrence, his worst moto finish of the season was a 6th place, and that was in the last moto at Ironman. Besides that, he was never outside of the top 5. He was only off the podium twice at Ironman and at Washougal, and honestly, Hunter Lawrence had a very, very impressive season for his rookie 450 debut. So Hunter, bright future for him, and impressive to see how well he did. Chase Sexton, though, he bested him. 1.9 was his average finish this year. He was on the podium at 10 out of 11 rounds, only missing the podium at the Thunder Valley National, and of course, he had that insane ride from the back win at Hangtown where he came from 40th on the first lap all the way to win at the end of the moto. So Chase Sexton gets the championship. Incredible season and an exciting one to watch. Another big difference between 250 and 450, 5 different winners in the 250 class with Ty Masterpool, Aiden Zing, Chance Hymas, Tom Vial, and Levi Kitchen all getting wins this summer. Where in the 450 class, there was only 2, Chase Sexton and Jet Lawrence. Obviously, Jet Lawrence went out with an injury early, and we're excited to see him back racing the Super Motocross rounds here coming up in a week and a half. He's been back on the bike for just about 2.5 weeks now, and excited to see how he does. Things are heating up as well with Eli Tomac coming back. Impressive to see how well he did at Ironman, to see him charging through the pack. We saw a glimpse of old Eli Tomac coming through, and really, really impressive to see him do so well. Even though he got on the podium, he still got beat by Aaron Plessinger, and now it sounds like he has bowed out of the Motocross des Nations, acknowledging that Aaron Plessinger is the deserving rider to be able to go and represent for Team USA over at Matterley Basin this year. So Eli, we will see him at the SMX rounds and of course the World Supercross rounds as he ramps up to get it ready for the 2025 season. Also, another noteworthy statistic, 303 wins for the Pro Circuit Kawasaki team. Ty Masterpool did grab that 300th win at High Point. Very significant for him as being his first ever win, and he was the last minute fill-in rider for the Pro Circuit team. And then Levi Kitchen, he grabbed them the next 3 wins at the Millville National, Unadilla, and Budds Creek. Unfortunately, he went out early at Ironman, but he says he will be healthy and ready to go for the SMX rounds. Also, Ken Roczen, extremely impressive, qualifying 2nd overall on the RMZ 250 at the last round. I was seriously impressed with his speed in qualifying and with his speed early on in the motos. Of course, Ken is known for his quick reaction times and impressive speed at the beginning of the motos. He went 9:12 for 9th overall in the 250 class, but still an awesome and exciting experience to see him on that 250. He'll be back on a 450 though for the SMX rounds here coming up. If you haven't seen it yet, we just posted a video where we tested the Supermini 2 championship winning KTM 112 Supermini. It was a lot of fun riding and hanging out with Aiden Zing. If you haven't seen that video yet, you can tell exactly how much fun we had by watching that video. We also got an interview with him. Let's head there now. All right, guys, so Aiden Zing here won the Supermini 2 class at Loretta's this year, and we had the chance to test his bike today. So if you haven't seen that video yet, it's already out on our YouTube channel and website. But right now, Aiden, I wanna ask you a little bit about Loretta's and also just to explain to everybody who you are. So coming into Loretta's, I mean, how many people expected you to win, do you think?
Probably none of them.
Really?
Probably not, yeah.
And so you won at Mammoth.
This last year, I think it was Supermini 1,
Okay.
I believe. And the year before that, it was Mini Senior 1 also.
Nice. So those are your big titles. So coming into Loretta's, nobody expected you to win, but just explain how that week went. You got a 5th in one moto, and then 1-1 after that, and then explain how the motos went. Was it 3-1-1 in the other class?
Yeah.
Nice. So tell us how it went.
Yeah, so coming there, confidence was pretty high. I put in a lot of work, a lot of dieting, a lot of training. And yeah, I went into the first moto, I didn't get a good start. I think I got 5th in that one. And so I went into the next moto. I honestly, I don't know if I believed that I could win at that point, but I went into it. I got probably a 10th place start. I worked my way back to, or up to 8th. Then unfortunately I crashed, I think back up to 10th. Then the rest of the moto, worked my way through the pack and I won, which that was big for me. That was a confidence booster. Right then and there, I knew I could win. It was game on the rest of the weekend.
That's cool.
Then after that, the next day, I had another win, which that one was a bit, didn't have to work my way through the pack as much. After that, I had a 3 in there. Then I had another 1, which that was unfortunate. I went 5-1-1 for a second. And the other kid went 2-2-2 for a first, but he was more consistent. He was riding really good. And the other one I went 1-3-1 for a first overall. So nice. I believe I deserved it. I was consistent enough to win. I wish I would have won the other class, but seems to have worked out well.
Yeah, that's awesome. So pretty cool. It felt like a full-on championship day where he gets the win at Loretta's, and then his last ride ever on a Supermini. He comes out here, we have the track to ourselves, and we get to test his bike today. So this thing was a ton of fun. Be sure to check out that video. So when you say dieting, you're 15 years old. What is dieting like for a 15-year-old?
Oh, it was hard for me, especially because, like, in general, I want to eat like candy. I love candy.
Yeah.
And yeah, the dieting, the part of just like having a strict diet of what I have to eat, that's not the hard part. It's more the stuff that I can't eat. And honestly, we were planning on maybe having to do another year of Superminis after this year. So we had to have the diet keep me lean, like 115. And yeah, now the diet has to like go completely the other way. Just like anything you can get your hands on, you got to eat, because now I'll go to big bikes and I have to be much bigger.
Nice. How much time have you spent on a 250 4-stroke before? Have you ever ridden one?
Before this, no, never.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So never at all, like never even in the pits or nothing?
Nope.
Right.
I've ridden one day, which was recently, and I mean, it's so fun.
Yeah.
4-strokes are awesome.
Nice.
Way easier to ride for now.
What's the difference between your Supermini and a 4-stroke? Like, what's the first thing you notice?
Electric start. That's the very first thing, which is awesome. That's never gonna get old. It being fuel injected, it's so nice, and like I don't have to use the clutch nearly as much. The engine braking, barely have to use the brakes. It's like a complete opposite of this bike, because you have to like shift everywhere, clutch everywhere, brakes, gas. So it's nice. It's nice to get on something different, and I'll have fun with it for a little bit. But yeah, hopefully right now we're gonna try and go to Mini-O's, but that one will be tough.
Nice. So coming up, Super Motocross, Dallas, he's not going to be there racing. You're just moving on to big bikes now. Mm-hmm. I think it's honestly pretty smart. It's a gnarly race to go do that on a Supermini on a pretty big scale track. So excited for the future for you, and we'll stay tuned. What's your Instagram so people can keep up with you?
It's Aiden Zing 39, I'm pretty sure.
Coolest last name in motocross. All right, that's all for this week in MXA, episode 193. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you in the next one.